welcome in courtside. I'm two emerging teams here. Here today. Big East Digital Network presented by SoFi. Today from Cincinnati, Ohio, Xavier University in the beautiful Cintas Center, the DePaul Blue Demons visiting the Xavier Musketeers. Welcome in courtside. I'm Mike Schmaltz. Two emerging teams here battle today for Marie Zidek in her second year with DePaul, trying to get her team to make better decisions within the point, recognize opportunities. They're about to turn the corner, in her opinion, and we'll see what they do here today. And for the Xavier Musketeers, they were hit by 5 graduates, 2 starters that transferred out. They'll have sophomores and freshmen on the floor for most of the afternoon in the rotation. Let's see our impact players for this afternoon's contest. First, for DePaul, a redshirt senior is Brittany Maxwell, second in the Big East in kills with 344. And for the Musketeers, it'll be Lauren Hanlon, a great story coming back from a knee injury, playing her way back into playing shape. She's in her 3rd year with the program, but still a redshirt freshman in eligibility, 188 kills and 255 with the hitting percentage, is second for Xavier. All the talk of growing pains aside, both of these teams still have a chance to make the top 4 and qualify for the Big East Championship. We'll see who takes a step forward next when DePaul meets Xavier on the Big East Digital Network.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Here we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University, here we do.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Here we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University, here we do.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Back here at the Cintas Center, awaiting first serve between the DePaul Blue Demons and Xavier Musketeers. Get a good look there at the head coach in her second year, Marie Zidek, with DePaul, 16-36, 6-23 in Big East play, but the record really doesn't matter right now for her. She's trying to get her team used to her system and taking steps forward. See the Musketeers there with Maddie Cutler, the lone senior. It's into a libero role. for the second time this season. And there's Christy Peffenberger. Christy Peffenberger in her 5th season with the Musketeers, 68-77, 47-36 in Big East play. She had 2 second-place finishes in the Big East regular season in 2016 and 15. She was 6th the last 2 years, and the Musketeers trying to battle forward here this afternoon as well. So both teams in growth mode. See who comes out on top here today. Service is underway, and DePaul to the first attack. Ball sent over by Emma Price. Musketeers with a clean counter. Far pin. Ball blocked over there by Hanlon, and Xavier controls with Cutriff. Hanlon touches over, and a first kill for Lauren Hanlon of the afternoon. Lauren Hanlon, a knee injury before her freshman season. And the option was to replace the dislocated kneecap and have it possibly reoccur again, or restructure the knee entirely as the Musketeers make the error and even up this first set at 1. And Lauren Hanlon chose the long-term option to restructure the knee, and that recovery was 12 months. So really, this is her first season with Xavier, but 3rd year in the program. And Christy Peffenberger said the game's there mentally, trying to get it up to physical play to its highest point. So Musketeers pick up the 2nd point, take a 2-1 lead here in the first. Gina Carlton, Xavier's leading blocker, back to serve. Good touch middle, big strike, and a point for Avari Evans-Allen. 2-all here in the first. Service for Isabel Banez, a junior from Chicago. Hanlon sends it across. Good start out of the back for DePaul. Great save up front. Emma Price able to push over. Musketeers push over with Ellie Chafee, and that point a little bit wide, and it goes to DePaul. 3-2 here early in the first. Isabel Banez to serve. Good start out of the back by a freshman, Alyssa Overbeck for the Musketeers. Big strike near pin, and a point for Mary Ann O'Toole for the Musketeers. O'Toole started the day with 112 kills. 6 Musketeers in triple digits in kills, so the balance there for Xavier. Trying to form the continuity. Service for Xavier and Elsa Watson, a transfer in. Good start out of the back there for Alyssa Overbeck on the reception. Swing over for Marianne O'Toole, and O'Toole gets it down on the back row. 4-3 Musketeers early. Officials today. First official, Scott Brunette. The second, Isaac Wong. And the line judges, Keith Cooley and Dean Roby. Musketeers a 4-3 lead early, and serving with Elsa Watson. Watson comes in from Sartell, Minnesota, and Concordia, Irvine. Big blast to the back, and a point there, and a nice answer for DePaul as Brittany Maxwell comes up with her first kill of the day. Back to serve Katie Dolan, a senior from Belvedere, Illinois. Good start for Cutriff. So Hopkins sliding over to the far pin, and Hopkins comes up with a kill for the Musketeers. A little balance early here for Christy Peffenberger and her Xavier Musketeers. Xavier will try to play quick to the middle and slide the second attacker over to the pin. You saw the slide there, nicely executed by the Musketeers for the 1-point lead early. Big rip again for Maxwell, and that one's going to get the best of Mary Ann O'Toole. And a point for DePaul to even us up. Maxwell to serve. Free ball set up, and that's an easy play at the net for Donna Brown. Brown 6'2" out of Galloway, Ohio. Fantastic athlete at the tape. Those are the kinds of young mistakes the Musketeers have been making. Really put your course in a set on a different plane. Brown touches over. Ball able to be deflected up. Ball pushed over there by Kelly Franksman. Big swing off the near side here for Nelson, and that one tipped up into the air by Elsa Watson. A great effort. Comes up a little bit short there by Marianne O'Toole. She got tangled into the Xavier bench. O'Toole showing some desire there for the Musketeers. And DePaul with a little two-point run here. Maxwell continuing to pound away. Good start there for Cutruff and the Musketeers. Big blast down the middle. And that's a point for Ellie Chafee and Xavier. Chafee will rotate out. Back to serve, Maddie Cutruff. There's the quick hitter right down the middle. Saw Donna Brown make the move off the block left, and Chafee with a great lane to get that point. Maxwell tips over. It's deflected up front. Musketeers couldn't quite get the full block. 8-6. Blue Demons early. Back row, great set for Elsa Watson. Big swing for Hopkins. Wonderful dig by Katie Nolan. Reset here for the Musketeers. That one ricochets off Brown and a point at the far pin for Xavier. So the Musketeers rally back within one. Expect a pretty even match here this afternoon. They did go 5 sets the first time they met. That was back on September the 25th. Xavier took that 3-2. Ball touched over, that's Kelly Franksman with the first touch. Big swing from Mariah Hopkins down the middle, and Hopkins comes up with a kill. Junior redshirt from Mapleton, Georgia. Christy Peffenberger said Mariah Hopkins not on schedule to be one of the best attackers in this rotation, but with the transfer of Audrey Adams last year, Hopkins and Jada Carlton have really stepped up for the Musketeers, have been a steady presence at the net. That was a solid swing and a kill there for Avari Evans-Allen. DePaul back to a 1-point lead early. Service here for Natalie Hayward. Franksman, clean reception, swing up front for Hopkins, and she's denied in the middle. Wonderful work there by Avari Evans-Allen. DePaul back to the 2-point lead. Ball sent wide. And the Musketeers back to the service line. 10-9. Comes Alyssa Overbeck for the Xavier Musketeers. Overbeck out of Mercy McCauley High School, a great program here in Cincinnati, a 5'5" freshman libero. And there's the service error the Musketeers were trying to avoid. Xavier thinks they might be able to place its serves strategically today and try to make DePaul work out to the edges. Untimely error there will give DePaul the 2-point lead. Big block on the far side, wonderful work of Ari Evans-Allen alongside Brittany Maxwell there. And DePaul extends the lead to 3. Just a good look at the slide as the Musketeers set Hanlon. And Christy Peffenberger going to go to the review card here. So review in play again this season. It's 3 reviews per coaching side during the course of play. If it goes to a 5th set, each team would pick up an additional review option. Christy Peffenberger goes early there, attempting to keep her Musketeers in this first set. Christy Peffenberger saying she's making more adjustments on the fly as her Musketeers work into their leadership roles and playing roles. And a lot of these players weren't expected to be asked to get up the learning curve this quickly. And Christy Peffenberger trying to help out here with a review. And a point's going to go to Xavier. So ball tooled out, and the Musketeers successful with the review. So heads up play there for Christy Peffenberger off the bench. Peffenberger's a former player at Dayton. Came to Xavier after a stint as the associate head coach at Notre Dame. In effect, Musketeers somewhat traded coaches. Mike Johnson, the current head coach at Notre Dame, was at Xavier, then went to Notre Dame to coach under his mentor. And Christy Peffenberger came back down the road to Xavier. Good block in the middle there by Ellie Chafee for the Musketeers, and then DePaul answers right back at a big blast to the floor for Avari Evans-Allen. Allen now with 3 kills, and that's a match best. Service for Isabel Banez. Start out of the back for Overbeck. Kerrigan O'Reilly set for O'Toole. Great dig in the back row there by Elana Brueggemann. Point to the Musketeers on the return. Xavier within 1. Get a good look there at Maddie Cutruff. Cutruff started this season as a libero. Had a tough time adjusting to that role. And that role for a while went to Alyssa Overbeck. Overbeck had a tough game against Cincinnati, and they asked Maddie Cutruff to put the jersey back on, go back into that libero role, and Christy Peffenberger said Cutruff has taken this senior season by the horns and really run with it. And Christy Peffenberger thinks Cutruff can be one of the best in the program's history if she lets herself get past some of the passive issues that she's had in the past. Said she deferred a lot to the upperclassmen in the system, even though she knew a little bit better. Very volleyball smart. Musketeers pick up the point here on the near pin. So 2 straight now for Xavier. The Musketeers back within 1. Marianne O'Toole rotates in. O'Toole, one of the freshmen here from Louisville, Kentucky, and Assumption High School. Ball sent over by DePaul and Bailey Nelson. Good block on the far side. Nelson gets in there alongside Donna Brown. 14-12. You see the back set there as Musketeers went to Mariah Hopkins that time. Beautiful slide that close off the pin. Cutler sends over a free ball, and Donna Brown cleans it up again. (15-12). Brown now with 3 kills. But the Blue Demons hitting .529 here in the first. No errors, 17 attacks, 9 kills. Big swing for Hopkins. Clean start for DePaul. Maxwell sent that over. Start out of the back. Attack, and that one almost took off the ear of Mary Ann O'Toole. Laser for the Blue Demons. From Elena Brueggemann. Brueggemann, a freshman from Carmel, Indiana. Takes the point, and a timeout here for the Xavier Musketeers as DePaul now slides out to a 16-12 advantage. And Christy Peffenberger gonna go grind the gears in the Xavier huddle. Seen a couple of errors now for the Musketeers. Still hitting .208, but 5 errors, and that's one of the sticking points for this young team. A lot of these players for Xavier have not played a full collegiate season outside of the juniors, of course, with Mariah Hopkins and Jada Carlton up front. See how well Musketeers can adjust here in the first. A strategic timeout for the Xavier Musketeers. Give you an idea what Xavier lost. The transfers were Nadia Judinay, who had 540 assists. She was a leading setter for the Musketeers last year. She went to Western Kentucky. Audrey Adams had 219 kills along the front line. She went to West Virginia. Ryan Shannon, also 154 digs, transferred back to North Carolina. She's from Raleigh originally. Xavier graduated 5 seniors, among them the second leading dig producer in program history, and that's Meredith Clare with 1,927. Christy Peffenberger says this group for Xavier really wants some direct feedback in the huddles. Not a lot of fluff, just tell us what we're doing wrong and we'll try to fix it. So that conversation ends. Musketeers have seen 3 straight DePaul points, 1 off an error. Ball sent over and a whistle at the tape as that ball floated over the net. The Musketeers will benefit from a handling error. And Maddie Cutruff back to serve it. Good placement on the far side. A little trouble there for Brueggemann. She'll push over as DePaul resets up front. Beautiful job on the block over there. Mariah Hopkins alongside Jada Carlton. Carlton having a fantastic year once again for the Musketeers on the block. Carlton started the day with 91 blocks for the campaign. Big rip and a beautiful play in system as Donna Brown pounds it to the right corner to pick up her 4th kill. 17-14. DePaul here in the first. Brown to serve. Start out of the back for O'Toole. Ball pushed over up front by Carlton. Good placement, and that one caught DePaul a little bit off guard. Claire Anderson couldn't handle that right away on the reception. Musketeers slide their way back within 2 points. Kerrigan O'Reilly, one of the setters here. Christy Peffenberger calls her a phenomenal athlete. She was an attacker in high school and taking over a new role here with the Musketeers, and a ball close to the tape. Xavier couldn't handle it. That'll come up as a kill for DePaul, and Avari Evans-Allen's having a great start to this match. DePaul now has the hitting percentage at .500. 1 error so far for the Blue Demons. Natalie Hayward gets us back in a very good start for the Musketeers, and Cutruff. Hanlon pushed over. Little scramble at the net. DePaul recovers. Set for Hanlon off the far pin. Blue Demons answer. Big strike extinguished up front for Evans-Allen, and then pushed over. Beautiful look down the line for Emma Price. Price with some good vision, standing in there at 6'2". Encinitas, California, Pacific Ridge, transferred from Hofstra. In to join the DePaul fray, and Marie Zidek in her 2nd season. Big slide to the near pin here. Emma Price picks up the strike. Jada Carlton pounds it into the block, and the point will be awarded to the Musketeers as a handling error up front. You saw some of the things that Marie Zidek working on with her DePaul Blue Demons. The point by Emma Price. Fantastic as they were able to come up with something out of system and play it patiently. This big swing from the left pin, and that one knocked down. Point will go to DePaul on a swing from Brueggemann. Brueggemann getting some extended time in the rotation here today. Brueggemann had played 70 sets coming into today. Donna Brown, the leader in set appearances with 94. To the idea, some of the percentages as Jada Carlton denied at the net. Good work middle by Avari Evans-Allen. Evans-Allen having a beautiful start to this match. She had 70 blocks to start the day, and that was 2nd in the DePaul rotation. Big swing for Hanlon, found the seam, and the Musketeers able to answer, stay within shouting distance. Hardest lead has been 3 here in the first. There's the Musketeers in system. Great back set by Kerrigan O'Reilly, and Hanlon delivers. Ball out of the back row and denied up front. O'Toole gets across with Ellie Chafee to deny the attack by Emma Price. Xavier back within 1, and Jada Carlton will start the serve. See the Musketeers going wide with the serve more times than not. Ball touched over. Musketeers scramble with Hanlon. O'Toole floats it over. Ball pushed back row. Carlton there for the Musketeers. Restart here for Banez. Emma Price had to reach back for that attack. Kerrigan O'Reilly with the set for Hanlon. That ball back row, easy play there for the Blue Demons. Ball blocked on the right side, and it'll be a DePaul point. One will go to Brittany Maxwell. Here comes Banez on the service. That ball gonna be well long. So it's Nice point by the DePaul Blue Demons, countered by the service error. Just 3 years now for DePaul, but 2 in the serve game. Also Watson back to serve it for Xavier. Musketeers so far with just 1 service error. Good placement far again. Big rip down the middle, and Donna Brown got it down in the back corner. Beautiful rise and fire for the kill leader here in our match. And again, in system. Beautiful set across for Natalie Hayward. And that's the smooth play Marie Zidek wants to see here out of her Blue Demons. Start there for the Musketeers. Pushed over. Good dig there for Watson. Overbeck sends it back row. Banya's there. Swing down the line, denied here. And Marianne O'Toole able to play it for Xavier. They'll try Hopkins on the far side, and Hopkins with a little finesse job. Caught Donna Brown on the way down. Diving effort by Bailey Nelson for the dig comes up a little bit short. And Xavier's back within 1. Now Marianne O'Toole set to serve. And Xavier starts it wide. Swing down the line for Maxwell, and that one just a touch long. And we are all even at 22. Here's the other critical point in the DePaul growth cycle. Can they get past these types of points at 22-22 late and finish off sets? This will be a measuring stick and an ace there for the Musketeers as a little cross up on the back row. Brueggemann got entangled there with Banez, and Katie Zidek will call the timeout. Late here in the first, the Musketeers with a 1-point edge over the DePaul Blue Demons. We'll take a break and be back here on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Mike Schmaltz back with you on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi. Volleyball here today from Cintas Center. The Xavier Musketeers playing host to the DePaul Blue Demons. And the Musketeers trying to come up with their season sweep of DePaul. That was 3-2. A victory for the Musketeers on the road on September the 25th. Xavier with a big-time ace that forced the timeout. Marianne O'Toole goes to the service line. Musketeers trying to put this first set away. Little missed time jump there by Donna Brown, and Musketeers should have a chance to organize. Franksman sends it to the back row. Good play there by Brueggemann. Big swing from Maxwell. Xavier able to dig it out with O'Toole, and then the Musketeers find the hole. Set point now for Xavier. Beautiful play by Mariah Hopkins up front. And Marianne O'Toole trying to serve out this first set. Good start off the far side. They go to Brown for DePaul. Great dig there for Watson. Franksman with the strike. Ball deflected out off of Brueggemann, and the Musketeers take the first and come from behind fashion, 25-22. Xavier with a late rally, 4 kills from Jada Carlton, 5 from Mariah Hopkins, and the juniors carry the first set for the Musketeers. Nice finish with Marianne O'Toole. We'll take a break here on the Big East Digital Network. We'll be back with set number 2 between the Blue Demons and the Musketeers.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Back here on the Big East Digital Network, where the Musketeers with a 25-22 come from behind victory in the first set, have a 1-0 advantage over the DePaul Blue Team. Let's get a look at your Big East standings here as we're about ready to come down the stretch. The Big East Championship just a few weeks away. Creighton having a great season, 11-0 atop the conference. Marquette, of course, that only lost to Creighton, and they continue to be the leaders far and away here in this conference. Villanova with a little something to say about it as well at 8-3. The Butler Bulldogs 7-4, just knocked off the DePaul Blue Demons here on Friday. St. John's at 6-5, and then the Musketeers and DePaul, and this is where it could get interesting if either of these two teams can gain some traction in the standings. See Xavier just a spot out of 5th, and they'll have a shot at some of these teams ahead of them in the conference standings. November 8 at St. John's, November 9th at Seton Hall for the Musketeers. And then they get Creighton back here on the 16th and Providence on the 17th. And some opportunity ahead as well for the Blue Demons at Marquette November the 8th. Then they get them back-to-back at home on November the 9th, as that travel partner situation has changed up a little bit here in the conference this year. And November 15th against Villanova, November 16th against Georgetown, Providence on the 22nd, and then the Creighton Blue Jays on the 24th. So if the growth can accelerate here for either of these teams, they still have an outside shot here at that 4th spot. Top 4 will contend for this year's tournament championship. It's going to be hard to get past Marquette and Creighton. Two fantastic programs, great histories. They are continuing the dominance here in conference this season. Swing for Hanlon as we get started here in our second set. Musketeers with a 1-0 lead over the Blue Demons. Ball pushed over and almost missed there by Jada Carlton. Just got a fingertip on it, was able to place it on the front row. Little scramble on that far side there by Natalie Hayward. And Emma Price couldn't find contact. So Jada Carlton now set to serve. 1-0 here in our second. Carlton sends it back row. Pontius gets it started. Swing up front for Maxwell is pushed back. We'll try Maxwell again, and that one deflected up front. Little topspin got down in front of Jada Carlton on the dig. And it's 1-1 here in the second. Great look there at Brittany Maxwell. Maxwell, 3-time All-Big East academic team member, 2-time All-Big East honoree. First team in 2016. Second team in 2017. Big rally there, and the Musketeers knock it down to finish it off with Marianne O'Toole at the net. It's a good sign for Xavier. Great dig there by Maddie Cutruff to keep that alive. Cutruff went sideways and low to get that out of there. DePaul needs to be patient today. The Musketeers are going to want to push long rallies and try to force DePaul into some errors. There's a good example of it there. Scramble for Xavier. Hopkins pushed over there by Overbeck. Great opportunity here to organize for DePaul. O'Toole's there for Xavier on the touch. Another long rally. That ball sent across, and a seam found by Mariah Hopkins. Xavier taking a little bit off the attacks in terms of speed, but finding the right spots. Hopkins comes up with a nice play to give the Musketeers a little 2-point cushion early here in our second. Little out-of-play system. Maxwell pounds away. Watson saves it. Cutruff. Ball going to be pushed to the back row, and it got down. Heads-up play up front for Xavier and Marianne O'Toole. O'Toole just jumped in there at the last second. Saw that DePaul had snuck up there in the back line. It was an open spot, and O'Toole, great placement there for the Musketeers for the 4-1 lead. Brown attacks. O'Toole receives. Good dump there by Elsa Watson. Watson finds a hole, and now the Musketeers up 5-1 early on a 4-point run, and a timeout here for DePaul and Marie Zidek. We'll take a break, come back for more. It's set 2 here on the Big East Digital Network. Also, Watson puts it back in play for the Musketeers, up 5-1. And out of the timeout, Brittany Maxwell comes up with a laser to the back row. That's a good answer for Marie Zidek and the Blue Demons. Get Brittany Maxwell rolling. She has 5. It's time for the team best with Donna Brown and the match best with Gina Carlton of Xavier. Actually, Mariah Hopkins with 6 for the Musketeers. And there's a service there. Going to give the Musketeers the free point. Those are the little errors that will eat away at your attempt to capitalize. And here comes O'Toole. Good ball blocked up front, and Ellie Chafee comes up with the point for Xavier. So the block game coming into play for the Musketeers. One assisted block from Chafee, one solo from Chafee, the other assist from Marianne O'Toole today. O'Toole finds the tape. Great effort there by Maxwell to keep it alive. Big swing cross court. That's a point for the Blue Demons. Bailey Nelson comes up with a good kill. The ball's gone much deeper in the rotation as Maxwell sets to serve. Off balance start there for Cutref. Watson couldn't keep it in time, and a free point there off the handling error for Watson on serve receive. That's a big part of it today for Xavier. Maxwell brings the Blue Demons back within 3 and looking for more. So here for Hopkins, and she's denied on the pin. Good work, Bailey Nelson and Donna Brown. Get the good slide for the block. Great position, awesome timing, and Bailey Nelson got there first. Start for Xavier. Watson, quick hitter down the middle. Pushed over by Chafee. Banyas was there. Good counter there by DePaul, and they pick up the point down the line. So DePaul starting to pick away now. And Xavier's lead now down to 1. It's a 3-point run here for DePaul. Watson up front. Rip there for Chafee. Free ball set up. Put away by Mariah Hopkins. Hopkins alongside Jada Carlton really stepping in to those attacking roles and holding down a fort up front for Xavier. Vanya starts, little off-balance pass. Maxwell pushes over, O'Toole's there. Watson for Hopkins, seam, point Musketeers. So Hopkins delivers again. Hopkins now up to 8 kills. She's hitting .500. 2 errors on 12 attacks. Maddie Cutref serves with the Musketeers, lead back to 3. Free ball again, and a big, easy kill for Mariah Hopkins, 2 in a row. There's a point in the system where Coach Zidek thought the DePaul Demons were improving a bit. Tight balls at the net. But that one, an easy cleanup for Hopkins. Xavier's lead right back to 4. And a service error is that one just long for Maddie Cutref. DePaul within 3, and Donna Brown will serve. Good look there, and Coach Zidek calls herself a little bit like Bill Belichick. Best players will play. And that's a big kill off the far side there for Kelly Franksman. Franksman working her way back into the Musketeer attack in an injury last year. Get the good rip across court. Franksman a good player. She's a little bit frustrated right now. She knows she can be better physically and just trying to work through getting back in playing shape. That's a great answer here for Alana Brueggemann on the near side. So right back to 3 as Brueggemann delivers a laser cross court. And And I believe we are going to perhaps a review situation here. It's Christy Peffenberger has displayed the card for the second time. She's 1-0 so far today. And we'll see how this one comes out. Isaac Wong is your second official. He will go back to the monitor. In a match across the river in northern Kentucky, and Isaac Wong was very busy reviewing points in that one. So he is well schooled. You see that cross-court effort, and I think that's going to stay a point to DePaul. All it has to do is catch the line, and much like in tennis, if you're old school, you remember John McEnroe, chalk flew up. That was a point, and I think this one's going to stick around with DePaul. You see the energy in the huddle for Marie Zidek. Jean Lenti Ponsetto, the athletic director at DePaul, called the energy infectious, philosophy of positivity. Tactical experience is exactly what they were looking for at DePaul. And last year, tough finishes. DePaul dropped 11 straight, finished 5-24, 3-15 in conference. That was 9th. And the Blue Demons never better than 7th in Big East play. And Marie Zidek set to change all that, had a great run. 4 straight NCAA appearances and top 25 rankings as an assistant at the University of San Diego. She was on the DePaul staff earlier in her career. Great dig by Banez on the Hanlon offering. The Musketeers reset here with Maddie Cutrough. Franksman digs it out at the net. Reset for Hanlon. They had to wait on that ball. Little scramble here for the Blue Demons. Brueggemann sends it back row, and that one long, and it'll be a point for the Musketeers. Brueggemann didn't miss by much. Xavier with a little traction here. 4-point lead, had one early, saw it winnowed down to 1. Musketeers back on the rebuild here with Overbeck. Good start out of the back four. Brueggemann swing up the far side, and a point for Emma Price and the Blue Demons. Right back to 3 for DePaul. Emma Price picks up her first. Good swing in system, and saw O'Toole there trying to gain the block. Overbeck starts. Kerrigan O'Reilly, great service across, good timing, and O'Toole with a cross-court winner for Xavier. Watch the lift here as Kerrigan O'Reilly uses that athleticism. And O'Toole with a laser. Got it past Banez. Good start up front. Big block there, and the Musketeers. Ellie Chafee denies the attack. It's Brittany Maxwell. Chafee and Hanlon throw the wall, and Xavier's lead now to its largest here in the second set at 5. Off-balance start out of the back, but cleaned up well down the middle. DePaul scores with Avari Evans-Allen, who had the great start to the match, and now delivers here in the second set. 5 kills for Evans-Allen, 5 for Maxwell, 5 for Brown. Musketeers try Hanlon. Good reception out of the back for Claire Anderson. Ball touched over. Hanlon's there for Xavier. Banez fights it off. Ball to the back row. Cutler sends a free ball up to the net. O'Reilly couldn't get there in time, and a point for DePaul off the handling error there by Maddie Cutler. Cutler was off her back foot there. Did what she could to try to send that one up to O'Reilly. O'Toole sends up a free ball. Trouble here. O'Toole able to save it. Swing for Hanlon, but he whistled before Hanlon makes contact, and Musketeers with a handling error will give a point to DePaul, and now the lead for Xavier back down to 2. Good swing for Banez. Start for O'Toole. O'Reilly, Hanlon. Point Musketeers. One ricochet off Claire Anderson in the back row. So Xavier, a little bit better in his system here than DePaul in this second set. Yeah, great rip across. Musketeers here in the second, hitting .476. 11 for 21 with just 1 error so far. Only good for a 3-point lead right now, and a good answer there as DePaul scrambles up a point along the tape. Donna Brown from Hayward there. Brown takes the DePaul lead now with 6 kills. Service for Ella Siddall. Siddall, a freshman from Leland, Michigan. Good swing for Hopkins, and she finds the seam. Split the back row again between Anderson and Banez. And Mariah Hopkins keeps it under control of the pin. Good vision. Xavier back to a 3-point lead. Comes Marianne O'Toole. Good start for Maxwell. They tried for Maxwell. Ball was behind her. Cutler comes up with a huge dig for the Musketeers. That ball sent over. It caught the tape. And a little bit of a deflection. And O'Toole comes up with a top spin point for Xavier. 17-13. Marianne O'Toole now with 7 kills for Xavier. 10 so far for Mariah Hopkins. Hopkins 571. O'Toole 538 for this match. Point will go to DePaul. That ball was touched up front by the Musketeers. 17-14. Get a good look here. DePaul working in system. Good rip off the far side. Brittany Maxwell. Maxwell now serves, and service error a bit long. Xavier's lead to 4. Musketeers, the 1-0 advantage. Cutruff tries it wide again. Swing for Brueggemann. Good dig there by O'Toole. Watson sent over by Franksman. Swing controlled there by Watson. Franksman again sends that one into the block, and Paul able to scramble, and Banez sends it over. Great work on the tape. Xavier resets. Watson over for Mariah Hopkins. And 11 now for Hopkins on the afternoon. Timeout here for Marie Zidek and DePaul as the Musketeers finding some momentum. Up 5. Kill ratio, very important for DePaul Blue Demons' success, and they are down 6 in the kill column right now. Christy Peffenberger likes what she sees out of her Musketeers as Xavier. It's a hitting percentage at .250 here. Make it .500 for the Musketeers here in the second, and .250 for the DePaul Blue Demons. Championship time here for the fall sports in the Big East, and the championship dates for field hockey November 8th and 10th at Quinnipiac University, the Quinnipiac Field Hockey Stadium. Tickets available at bigeast.com/FH tickets. Always fun when it gets down to the end. Men's soccer coming to a close. One regular season match remaining before they get into tournament play. And actually the women's tournament starts today. Opening rounds. 5-point lead here for the Musketeers. Xavier hit 275 in the first, now 500 in the second. DePaul 316 in the first, 250 in the second. Good news for both sides. DePaul started the day averaging 218 for the campaign. They're at 288 for the match, and the Musketeers started the day at 192 for the season, and well above that now at 364. So Maddie Cutruff comes out of the timeout by Marie Zidek at DePaul with a 5-point edge. Xavier was able to serve out the first set with Marianne O'Toole 3 straight points. And the service game coming into play well for the Musketeers today. Trying to force action from the edges against DePaul. It's been successful for the most part so far. Banez resets for Brueggemann. That ball tooled out, and it'll be a point for DePaul. Jada Carlton over there with Mariah Hopkins. You see Jada Carlton. Big time blocker for the Musketeers. Start for Franksman, Watson. Hopkins sends it to the middle. A little touch play for Mariah Hopkins. She finds her 12th of the match. So match best for Mariah. Kerrigan O'Reilly back in to serve. Good start for Maxwell out of the back. Ball touched over. Evans Allen. Restart here for Xavier, free ball. Great chance for DePaul to organize. And they go right off the 4-pin, a big blast over there for Bentley Nelson. Xavier needs 5 to end this second set, take a 2-0 lead. DePaul certainly will have something to say about it here as Natalie Hayward back to serve. Hayward from DePaul, Washington, a sophomore. Point there on an ace for the Blue Demons. Hayward delivers. Xavier's service placement been excellent. One ace aside now. Hayward will try the middle here. Got Franksman off balance. Jada Carlton with a high swing. A point there for the Blue Demons. Good discipline there as Blue Demons recognize that Jada Carlton a little bit off balance, and a timeout here for the Musketeers and Christy Peffenberger as DePaul has crept back within 2. Mentioned that the Women's Soccer Championship Tournament starting today. Top 6 teams are in action. Semifinals and the final will be the 7th and the 10th of this month. Beautiful Creighton University facility out there in Omaha, Nebraska. For tickets, it's www.bigeast.com, WSOC tickets. Should be a fantastic tournament. Xavier Musketeers took the regular season championship for the first time in the program's history. Nate Lee, great turnaround for a Musketeer team that was 1-8 3 seasons ago in conference play. They will have a tough challenge from the Georgetown Hoyas as well. Georgetown's been the class of this league, and it's rare when you don't see Georgetown winning either the regular season or the tournament championship, or both. 2018. Here as this battle continues between the Blue Demons and the Musketeers. Xavier back out with Mariah Hopkins, Lauren Hanlon, Kelly Franksman across the front, Kerrigan O'Reilly, Maddie Cutruff, Marianne O'Toole. Countering for DePaul, Natalie Hayward, Banez, Maxwell. Evans Allen across the front. Emma Price. And a big swing here for Brueggemann. Paul looking for a touch and a deflection out, but it'll be a point for the Musketeers. No call there from the chair and Scott Burnett. And now Xavier needs forward. Here comes Alyssa Overbeck. Overbeck started this Xavier season as a libero, but as a freshman at tall order. Struggled a little bit, and that opened the door for Maddie Cutruff to come in. Big kill up front, timely by Evans Allen. She's starting to show some presence at the net. Evans Allen with 6 now for DePaul. One of 3 Blue Demons with 6, along with Brown and Maxwell. Brueggemann back row. O'Reilly for Hanlon. And a whistle up front. Little contact there, perhaps with the net. Point will go to the Musketeers, and Xavier will now need 3 to close out this second set. Musketeers 25-22 in the first. Chafee denies the attack there for the Blue Demons up front. Maxwell pops one to the back row. That one's off. Alyssa Overbeck in out. And Maxwell comes up with a big point for the Blue Demons. Now a service opportunity for Banez. See Maxwell just reach over the top of that block. Low trajectory. Tough dig attempt there for Overbeck. Maxwell comes up with a winner. A tool to the back row. Great play on that far side by Claire Anderson. And then another kill for Maxwell here in the near pin. So 2 straight for the kill leader. Second in the Big East to start the day. Maxwell firing away. Trying to lift the ball to even this match at a set apiece. Here's Banez. Mishandled there by the Musketeers. Hanlon's going to clean it up. O'Toole try the back row. Great job for DePaul here on the organization. Price sent it back row. Big time play by Cutruff. O'Toole pushed over, and a wonderful set by Kerrigan O'Reilly. And a ball blocked away, and Price comes up with a point at the far pin. Timeout now for the Xavier Musketeers as we are all even at 22 here in the second. We'll take a quick break and be back with the end of a dramatic second set here on the Big East Digital Network.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Here we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here we do.
Back at Xavier's Cintas Center, where DePaul has come back here in the second set to tie it at 22-22, trying to even this match at a set apiece. Marie Zidek with the positive energy out of the huddle. We'll see if DePaul can finish off the run. 3 straight now for the Blue Demons. Isabel Banez serving. Get the intensity from Marie Zidek. Another critical juncture here in this match. That ball sent to the back. Good play to start it there for DePaul by Keely Dolan. Swing for Hamlin, and she got it down in front of Baez. 23-22, and an answer for the Musketeers out of the timeout. Hamlin will trot out, rotate off. And here comes also Watson in the serve. Free ball out of the back, controlled up front. That was a great save on the front line by the Blue Demons, and then the Musketeers able to answer with a little cutter toward the sideline. Ellie Chafee delivers for Xavier at the net on a quick hitter. Again, Xavier's system, quick to the middle. And dragging the attacker to the pin, and Musketeers got that one functionally sound. Big swing here for Maxwell, and a point will go to Xavier, and the Musketeers take the second. 25-22, so Xavier holds off the charge from the DePaul Blue Demons. Musketeers 25-22 in the first and second sets. We'll go to the intermission with Xavier leading 2-0 here on the Big East Digital Network, presented by SoFi.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Here we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here we do.
Back here on the Big East Digital Network is the Musketeers of Xavier holding a 2-0 lead over the DePaul Blue Demons here in Cintas Center. We're joined now by Susan Crosslip-Nicky, the Associate Athletic Director for Student Services and Athlete Services here at Xavier. Ubiquitous is a term that describes you well. That's existing everywhere simultaneously. What's the step count up to today? We see you
Not very
everywhere.
many.
Not very many?
Not very many.
Okay.
No.
Keeping it close to home.
Keeping it very close to home.
She does some great work here for the Musketeers. So 20th season here for this Cintas Center. Hard to believe. It looks like it's brand new still. There's been some enhancements to it on the backside with the training rooms and some accoutrements for the fans. But talk about the importance of this building, not only to the volleyball program, but really everywhere. Every program could benefit from this facility here on campus.
It's hard to believe that Cintas Center, when you look around the facility, has been here for 20 years. It really has morphed into not only an amazing venue for athletic competitions, volleyball and our 2 basketball teams, but really as a home right now for all of our student athletes. We've got an amazing academic support area that has offices for all of our academic success coaches, as well as a really nice study area, rooms for tutors, rooms for learning specialists. And then you go to the very newly renovated athletic training space. It's hard to believe that less than 5 years ago, that athletic training room actually housed both athletic training and the weight strength and conditioning facility. So just a huge, huge opportunity for our student athletes to really find a place to come together. You also put in a student athlete lounge not too long ago that really is a place for students to hang out between practice and weights, or taking a break from study, or for our students who don't call Cintas home to really have a place to be where they can be with other student athletes.
I want a code for the smoothie bar back there. Because there's a new little nutrition center in there as well. I need
the
that.
fuel station is part of the strength and conditioning facility, intended to really supplement our student athletes before practice, after practice, before lifting, and after lifting. So, yeah, just a really nice home for all of our student athletes.
You mentioned some of the resources that Xavier provides to the student athletes with the study areas here in Cintas Center. What are some of the other programs that you do provide for your athletes during the season and beyond?
So we have hired recently on a contract basis for the year Dr. Pete Ganshert, who also serves the Bengals very well, to serve our student athletes, our coaches, and our teams in the area of sport performance. He has a great relationship with the student counseling service, so if it goes beyond performance, we have a wonderful way to do a soft handoff. We also, beginning tomorrow, November 4th, we will be having a contract sports nutrition person as well, who will be able to take care of a little more of the physical component, while Dr. Ganschert's taking care of the psychological. And we believe that having those 2 people in place really facilitates the 360 degrees of providing services for student athletes.
So benefiting Xavier all around, really. And now another landmark here this season. It's the 50th year of women as full-time undergraduate students here at Xavier. How are some of the ways that the Musketeers are celebrating that accomplishment?
So it's 1969, the first fall where we had females as full-time students. It's been a university-wide initiative that actually began last year. We are really focusing this year for the celebrating that on 2 things. One is bringing back our alumni and really putting a concerted effort into recognizing and appreciating our alumni, many of whom were here for that first volleyball match, first basketball game. Also trying to give some token of a memorial with luggage tags that has the logo on that. And we'll be doing a really special program for our student athletes, coaches, and female staff around National Girls and Women in Sport Day, recognizing and appreciating the careers of women in coaching, in officiating, and things where they tend to, their population is decreasing in those areas. So trying to really focus on bringing women back into athletics.
That's a point there for Brittany Maxwell to start this third set for DePaul, but the volleyball team was the first team to play here in Cintas Center, so kind of a nice landmark that you're here today to talk about that. What do you think of the volleyball team so far today?
I'm very happy we're up 2-0. Very nice start to this match. We've showed some true grit. Not too long ago we were here against Georgetown and we're down 0-2 and came back and won it 3-2. It was a grueling match, but our very young team has lots of grit and resilience and isn't afraid to go after it. It's really exciting. Very exciting day for us to hopefully take one from DePaul. move us one step closer to hopefully making it to the tournament.
Big time rally there for the Blue Demons. Musketeers trying to finish it off, and they get the kill on the far side. They even this third set, excuse me, up at 2 apiece. Had a landmark as well within your women's soccer program. It's a great turnaround. It's a great story. They won the regular season championship, and 3 seasons ago were 1-8 in Big East play. What was it like to see that program make the full turn and take another step forward? Made it to the Big East championship for the first time last year.
It's been really exciting, and it's been really exciting for our student athletes. You know, our seniors this year were part of that not so successful team, and for them to be able to experience the outright title of a Big East regular season championship is really extraordinary. A lot of credit to our coaches, a lot of credit to the grit of our student athletes, the support, but they have played well and they are consistent, and they too are excited and exciting to watch. Again, lots of grit, never gave up. Very, very fun, and look forward to their taking on whoever it is next Sunday. We don't know yet, at Creighton, so where the Big East tournament will be held. So
I have a feeling you're going to be out in Omaha. Is that correct?
it depends, because they play Thursday. Actually, they play Thursday. And we have our home opening women's basketball game with our new coach, our new coaching staff. So want to certainly be here and present for that landmark game for our women's basketball team. All
right, well, thanks for stopping by. It's Susan Cross-Lipnicki, the Associate Athletic Director for Student Athlete Services, joining us here as we get into our third set. That was a review over there, and the point's going to stay with Xavier. The Musketeers are up 3-2. Nice conversation there with Susan Cross-Lipnicki as you learn about how all these Big East programs really support their student athletes away from the direct competition side of things. Xavier, of course, expanding his program, but it goes beyond that in a lot of different schools. I know I visited Creighton in the J.D. Sokol Arena, some beautiful facilities there, very similar to what Susan Cross-Lipnicki described here. Xavier now up 4-2 here in our third. Musketeers lead this 2-0. And this is Elsa Watson serving as we get back to the play. This is Emma Price on the block. Banez off the tip back, and Evans Allen able to find a spot along the front row to even us up at 4. Service now for DePaul. Ellis Seidel puts us back in play. Big swing up front for Evans Allen. She finds the seam, second straight point. Now DePaul to the lead. A little cleaner operation. And you see where Marie Zidek saw the Musketeers as well. Now both of these coaches are seeing some promise in these teams as they start to get settled in. Ball knocked over there by Mariah Hopkins and out. DePaul on a 2-point run here will take a 6-4 lead. Good service run here for Ellis Seidel. Ball to the tape. Service error will even us up here at 5. Here comes Marianne O'Toole. Banez, big swing. Brueggemann fielded there by O'Toole in the back row. Restart, they look for Nelson on the far side, and a handling error up front, and 2 errors for DePaul. Bring the Musketeers right back into it. Marianne O'Toole. Good touch over there by Evans Allen. Got caught kind of between the jump, and the Musketeers couldn't handle it. So hitting air, that ball floats out of bounds. And now rotating into serve for DePaul, Claire Anderson. 7-6 Blue Demons here in the third. Blue Demons trying to extend this to a 4-set. Big rip there from Mariah Hopkins off the pin, and that one absolutely got the better of Seidel up front. Get a good look. Mariah Hopkins found the seam, a cross-court laser. And a point for the Musketeers, all even at 7 in the third. Monez, ball to the front. Handled well by DePaul and pushed over by Maxwell. That was a wonderful job on the tape by Seidel to pull that back. Give DePaul that opportunity, and Maxwell delivers. Clean start for O'Toole. Little off-balance push over there by Franksman. Now a scramble for the Blue Demons. Gonna work out well as that ball got over courtesy of Bailey Nelson. Little dump there by Watson. Scrambled the net for the Blue Demons. Joust won by the Musketeers on the far side. Reset here, middle attack, a little off balance there for Anderson. Xavier able to scramble with Cutruff and Hopkins. Banez restarts. Swing for Maxwell, cleaned up by O'Toole. Big strike for Franksman, cleaned up back row there for the Blue Demons. Swing again across for Bailey Nelson, and the Blue Demons will emerge with the point. Nelson comes up with a kill. And here comes Banez with the jump serve. Good start for Cutruff. Big rip for Franksman and an answer for Xavier. Point for the Musketeers. 9-8 DePaul here in the third. Here comes Kerrigan O'Reilly. Good start for Maxwell. They set right back to her on a far pin and a cleanup. Beautiful work. As Maxwell starting to get rolling here in the third, 10 kills, first in double digits for the Blue Demons. Natalie Hayward to serve. Swing down the middle for Hamlin, controlled by DePaul momentarily. Free ball sent back, scramble here, and Maxwell able to push over. Good start for Xavier, that's Jada Carlton down the middle. Swing again for Maxwell, cleaned up by Cutruff. We'll try Franksman far pin, ball deflected out, pushed over there by Brown. Long point continues, Hamlin fires away. Swing there for Price, back row controlled by the Musketeers. They finesse it over. Bodies everywhere, and a big blast from Franksman, cleaned up by Cutruff. Franksman on the back row. Maxwell fights it off. Price will try it. Cutruff there for Xavier. Hamlin off balance, sent it down the line. Banez was there. Price will try it again off balance. Hamlin starts. Dump over for O'Reilly, good idea, but Banez thwarts it, and then Donna Brown finally puts the point away. Longest point of the afternoon. You see the fist pump there for Marie Zidek. How about that action at the net? And Donna Brown finally gets a great set she can handle and knocks that one down. This there by Hayward. Hayward, wonderful job at the net. Jada Carlton with a quick point, a quick answer there for the Musketeers. After that long point, you saw Marie Zidek come off the bench, and that's exactly what she's looking for out of her Blue Demons. The ability to make plays out of system. She's got DePaul up 11-9 here in the third. Ball blocked on the attack by Maxwell. O'Toole got over there with Jada Carlton. Point for the Musketeers. They're back within one. See the good set there. So O'Toole got right up to the block. Jada Carlton with the big smile. Maxwell deflects it back row. Cutruff scrambling play. Kerrigan for Carlton. Great dig there by Hayward. Swing for Maxwell cross court. That'll be a point for the Blue Demons. Beautiful angles. Maxwell got over the top of that. Really able to deliver. Marie Zidek big on the vertical jump. Maxwell one of her best. Cutruff Ball set for O'Toole. She tries it back row. Maxwell right back to the front. Big finish there for Donna Brown, and another beautiful set by Hayward. See DePaul recovering in system. Just a quick touch. And then a rip for Brown down the middle. O'Reilly to the pin for O'Toole. Ball sent to the net. O'Toole with a little finesse placement. Earns the point. Here comes Jada Carlton now. Service there, critical for the Musketeers. And that'll extend DePaul's lead to 3 here in our third. DePaul trails 2-0. 25-22 Xavier in the first and second. Great job by Watson off the back row. Swing for Hanlon. Quick hitter up front. Great dig for Price to keep it alive. It'll be pushed over there by Hayward. Musketeers tried Chafee down the middle, and DePaul couldn't recover. Hayward got a hand on it. It ricocheted off Brown, and no help at the front row that time for the Blue Demons, and Xavier back with it too. Good look there in Ellie Chafee. Chafee, a sophomore here for the Musketeers, as Xavier won the battle this season with 1 senior, 2 juniors, 4 sophomores, 6 freshmen. 2 of them are redshirts. Ball touched over there by Evans Allen. Musketeers get a play out of the back for Cutler. Banyas, great job on the offering by O'Toole. Evans Allen touches front row. Overbeck makes a fantastic aerial save. Swing there for Price. Ball blocked out, and that'll be a point for the Musketeers. Off the block out. Emma Price able to control here. It's one of the things that Coach Zynek talked about. Musketeers like to tool the blocks out. It's hard to defend because nobody places a defender out of bounds. Paul had worked on that coming into today. Watson, service far side for Hopkins. Great job on the back row there by Maxwell. Attack denied at the front. Bailey Nelson. And a point for the Musketeers. Ellie Chafee over there with Marianne O'Toole. O'Toole will serve. Kelly Franksman rotates back onto the front row for the Musketeers. Swing far side there for Bailey Nelson, and a point for the Blue Demons. The Blue Demons continuing to be able to hold off Xavier. Claire Henderson in to serve. Elena Brueggemann off. Clean start for Xavier. Franksman trying to finish. Banyas is there. Free ball sent up. Joust won by the Musketeers once for Hopkins, and then a handling error at the tape. And that one will go to Paul's direction. Amari Evans Allen on the spot for the Blue Demons. Blue Demon lead at 4 and a timeout here for the Musketeers. We'll take a break and be back with more of our third set. DePaul on top of Xavier 17-13 on the Big East Digital Network.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Here we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here we do.
Mike Schmaltz back with you for Big East Volleyball. Good old-fashioned throwdown here between the DePaul Blue Demons and Xavier Musketeers. 17-13 DePaul. Here in our third set, Musketeers have a 2-0 lead. But DePaul hitting 216 here in this third set. The Musketeers, after hitting 432 in the second, now down to 121, 7-33 for The Musketeers 3 errors, 13 of 37 for DePaul. As that ball sent long in a service error, and Xavier will pick up a free point. DePaul hitting 216 here in this third. DePaul hit 316 in the first. That was their best set of the day. Percentage-wise. Cutroof tries the back row, and a free ball sent back by Ibanez and cleaned up on the tape by Xavier. Good work. Off a direct ball, right to the tape. Cutroof tries the side, Maxwell there. Set this time down the line for Nelson. Scrambling play in the back row by O'Toole. Ibanez, swing for Maxwell. O'Toole there, but a free ball sent up to the front row. Xavier scrambling to keep it alive, and an extra hit there by the Musketeers. And a point for DePaul to take it back to 3. (18-15) Blue Demons. Ibanez tries the front row short. Franksman there. Over to Hanlon. Whistle as Hanlon made contact, and that's a point for the Musketeers. Make it 18-16. Here comes Kerrigan O'Reilly. Get a good look there at Christy Peffenberger calling the serving zone. Good ball pushed over there by Brown, and she found the hole. Kerrigan O'Reilly diving, almost made contact there with Franksman. So a good effort by the Musketeers, comes up short. Christy Peffenberger, a little look of concern there. We'll see if she maybe goes to the challenge card as she came out and talked with Franksman and Kerrigan O'Reilly. And she will go review that point. Isaac Wong, our second official on that far side, will go back to the monitor yet again. Christy Peffenberger trying to give her team every opportunity. So they go back to the tape. We'll see what the issue might have been there. Saw a little touch over there by Donna Brown. And Brown quickly back to take some congratulations, a little shoulder shrug. Didn't really see anything there that would indicate that Brown made any kind of contact with an end or any kind of error on the offering. She just touched over and found that spot up front. Point will stay with the Blue Demons, 19-16. So Isaac Wall made a pretty quick decision that time. And DePaul right back to the service line with Natalie Hayward. Crowd starting to get behind the Musketeers. A little Let's Go X chant. Swing up front for Hopkins. Beautiful job there by Hayward, and a handling error for DePaul gives the Musketeers a point. (19-17) DePaul, and here comes Overbeck. This is one of the players Christy Peffenberger thought could make a difference at the service line today as Xavier continues to serve wide. Maxwell delivers there, and that ball was denied there by Carlton and Hanlon. Overbeck scrambles in. Ball pushed to the back row by O'Toole. Reset, Price with a swing. Cutroof saves it out of the back row for Xavier. Set across for O'Toole. Great dig there by Ibanez. Good start, Kerrigan O'Reilly. Ripped there for Hanlon, deflected. Ibanez there again for DePaul. Swing for Maxwell is blocked up front by Carlton. Xavier somehow able to keep it alive, and a scramble out of point. Xavier within one. And what a play there by Hanlon. Jada Carlton on the block. That ball just popped up, and Hanlon shaking her head like, yep, we tried it, and it went down. And an ace for the Musketeers off the tape, and we're all even at 19 here in the third. So a comeback here for the Musketeers. Little scramble at the net. What you saw there on that last point by Xavier was what Christy Peffenberger calls the Jada factor, and that's a second effort. Said a lot of times the blocker will make that block and not slide over, but Jada Carlton with that second effort, she kind of does it all on her own. Here you see the ace from Overbeck for the Musketeers. She delivers a very timely ace for Xavier. It's just Xavier's second of the match, but it's brought us even here in the third. Musketeers trying to sweep DePaul here in 3. And sweep the season matchups. It was a 5-setter, 3-2 Musketeers back in September against the Blue Demons. Xavier trying to stay within shouting distance of that 4th spot in the conference championship tournament. Go a long way here today getting that done. Musketeers played Friday at Marquette. Marquette took care of that one. Musketeers trying to get out of this weekend with a 1-1 record. Good look there, and Alyssa Overbeck came up with that last ace to get us all square here in our third. Overbeck tries it wide, good rotation quickly up front. They went right to Brown, and they pick up the point. Musketeer block comes up short. Solid play in system right out of the timeout again for the Blue Demons. Quick hitter there for Hayward, rotated right to that spot to set up Brown right off the service. Back set for Hanlon, who delivered a laser, and that one dug out by Hayward. Price the back row, Overbeck's there, O'Reilly for O'Toole. We said here for DePaul, Brown back row, Cutriff a flying save. Ball to the pin, Price tries the back corner and tucked it in. Emma Price, 6'2". A junior comes up with a beautiful strike. DePaul now needs 4 to close out this set. Little 2-point run after the timeout. Carlton sent it over, and that one ate up Brown on a return. Little free ball to the net. Xavier with a quick punch down. Jada Carlton now back to serve as Xavier's back within 1. Coming down to the closing moments here in our third set, and Brown picks up a big kill. Her 12th. Percentage to 240 now for the Blue Demons here in the set, 273 for the match, and Musketeers just slightly ahead overall, 276. Good start for O'Toole, that one blocked. Brown with a great save. Swing off the far side for Brueggemann. Reset here. Evans Allen touches over. Xavier scrambles up front. O'Reilly for Hanlon. Back row. Swing for Price. Cutriff there. O'Reilly far pin set for Hanlon. Had to stretch out for that one. Swing for Brueggemann. That one deflected and down, and a point for DePaul. Blue Demons 2 away now from taking their first set of the afternoon, and a timeout here for the Musketeers. You're gonna look at that last point. You see Brueggemann, great patience, position, ball deflected. Overbeck comes up short on the dig attempt. We're seeing a little power out of the front row attackers here for the Blue Demons and the Musketeers today. Great look there at Marie Zidek, coaching in her 4th conference in her career. Played at Northern Illinois University. Somewhat of a volleyball junkie. Spoke to her earlier this week, says all she does is watch volleyball. Trying to figure out ways to get her team better. She'll play the best 6 she can find on a given day. Looking for a little more patience and just some recognition during points and some opportunities. So their team's becoming better at recognizing those opportunities, such as when a ball comes back, a setter will only have so many options to place a ball based on the position and where they caught contact. To narrow down those decisions that that setter can make, you know the attack's only going to come from a couple of different spots, and how well can you counter? And there's Christy Peffenberger. So Growing pains on the Musketeer side, but she's happy with Xavier's progress as well late in the season. Contact up front, point for the Musketeers, that leads Chafee. So a quick hitter for Xavier out of the timeout, and they're back with it too. Comes Elsa Watson in the serve, and Mariah Hopkins as Halen and Kerrigan come off. Watson back row. Good start up front, big swing for Evans. Allen is denied, and Banez will restart here for the Blue Demons. Cutter back row, ball pushed over up front. Big swing for Price, it was deflected and still got down. And DePaul, 24-21, set point here in the third. DePaul trying to extend this to a 4-set. Saw Price come right over the top, some good topspin, and well-deserved celebration there on the near pin. So here's the service from Siddall. Pushed over up front, Banez will reset. Swing, cross court, denied, and the Musketeers stay alive in the third. As Brueggemann blocked up front. Hopkins and Chafee over there. And an ace from O'Toole. And Xavier within one. Still set point for the Blue Demons. Musketeers showing a little heart. Ball in the back row for Banez. Swing down the line for Brueggemann. That one connects, and DePaul takes its first set of the afternoon, 25-23. We will move to the fourth here in Cintas Center on the Big East Digital Network after this.
Here we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here we do.
Back at Xavier's Cintas Center for a great battle between the DePaul Blue Demons and Xavier Musketeers. DePaul extends us to a 4-set with a 25-23 victory in the third. It was 25-22 Xavier in the first and second. So Musketeers trying to stay in that conversation for the 4th spot in the Big East Championship, but plenty of work to do by both teams. Get a look at our statistics here. DePaul with the kill lead, 51-47. See the total attacks fairly well even as well, 137 to 129. The hitting percentage very close, 47 assists for the Blue Demons, 67 digs for the Blue Demons, and the Musketeers a little stronger on the blocking today with 5 as opposed to DePaul's 2. Coach Zynek will love that kill ratio for her Blue Demons. It's one of her big statistical measures of how well her team's doing. She also likes to measure the ability in the non-stated opportunities as well, and Paul's hung in there pretty well this afternoon. See Lauren Halen there, number 18 for the Musketeers, along with Ellie Chafee, number 11 there for Xavier. Mariah Hopkins is the kill leader in this match for the Musketeers. 15 for Mariah Hopkins, the Xavier junior right side hitter. And a couple in double digits in kills for DePaul, Donna Brown and Brittany Maxwell, as you might expect. 12 and 11 respectively there. 22 assists for Hayward for the Blue Demons. It's 20 assists for Elsa Watson for the Musketeers, 19 for Kerrigan O'Reilly for Xavier. 16 digs for Marianne O'Toole, the big block total, 4 assisted blocks for Ellie Chafee today. 3 assisted for O'Toole for the Musketeers. And away we go here in our 4th, and Lauren Hanlon starts us off with a big strike from the near pin. 1-0 Xavier to start it out. Jada Carlton serving. Carlton tried the far side, and it'll be a point there for DePaul as that one drifts wide. And Maddie Cutruff, the libero for the Musketeers, will rotate back in. Lone senior on this Xavier roster. And Brittany Maxwell to serve. Clean operation there for the Musketeers. O'Toole found Ibanez, however. DePaul able to push back. Chafee pushed over in the middle. We'll try Chafee again, and again she's able to nurse it over at the tape. Hanlon, ball denied. This is great action in the middle there by Donna Brown for DePaul. And DePaul comes up with a point. So there's the non-statted opportunity there for DePaul, and that's a win for Coach Zynek for Donna Brown. Swing for Hanlon cross court. Great contact there by Hayward. DePaul resets. Price pushes back row. Cutruff's there. Kerrigan O'Reilly down the line for Hanlon, and Banez able to receive. Big rip on the far pin. Point will be for the Musketeers as that one was wide. 2-all. Here in a very active start to our 4th set. Xavier leads it 2-1. Elsa Watson on the serve here for the Musketeers. Banez starts out of the back. Big strike off the far pin there for Price, and a point for DePaul. So DePaul now starting to find its rhythm in system. It was a great set over the top of the head there by Natalie Hayward. Cutruff starts, so Toole trying to finish. Hayward right there again for the Blue Demons. Swing for Brueggemann, and that ball sent wide. A point for Xavier, and we're all even at 3. Marianne O'Toole starts for the Musketeers. Service ace for Xavier. That one mishandled on the back row by O'Toole. Excuse me, make that Brueggemann. O'Toole, a 2018-2017 Kentucky High School Athletic Association state champion with Louisville Assumption. She makes the service error there, and that'll give a free point back to the DePaul Blue Demons. But some of the pedigree there for Marianne O'Toole, 43-0 in her senior season. Team was 40-3 in her junior season. Maddie Cutruff starts here for the Musketeers. Mariah Hopkins blasts away, and that one off the arm of Brittany Maxwell, and a point for Xavier. 5-4 Musketeers. See, just a good angle, and Maxwell perhaps caught a little bit off guard. Couldn't get that arm
high enough off the hip to make solid contact. Swing off the far side there. Ball cleaned up on a free ball by Evans Allen across the front. And DePaul answers. Back and forth we go in our fourth set. Service for Anderson. Start for O'Toole. Hopkins sends it right down the line. What a play for Mariah Hopkins. Got it in the air and kind of swiped that down the line right across the front of the net. Beautiful decision in the air for Hopkins. Let's get a look at it. See that sweep? Caught Evans Allen there on the hand, but Hopkins a great idea, and that turns into a point for Xavier and a 1-point edge. Evans Allen, that one cleaned up by Cutruff. Hanlon mishits it. Warren Hanlon maybe trying to fake that big attack and nestled that one into the net. Gets the point right back to DePaul. Hanlon wanted to shake off the adversity. She won't remember that point at all. She'll just keep playing. Service error gives the point right back to the Musketeers. 7-6 Xavier. And Alyssa Overbeck serves. Overbeck came up with that big ace there at the end of the third. Get the Musketeers even, but DePaul able to pull away to that victory. Kerrigan O'Reilly with the dig. Cutruff. Back for O'Reilly, back row. Banez starts it for the Blue Demons. Big strike across court there by Nelson. O'Toole tries to answer, and that one ricochets off the back row. Claire Anderson got a hand on it. Flies into the DePaul bench. And a valuable and rare 2-point lead for a team here in the fourth. Rests with the Musketeers. Alyssa Overbeck trying to add to it. Little off-balance start out of the back row. Big blast by Maxwell, and Overbeck sent up a free ball, and that one was put away on the far side. Bailey Nelson. And Nelson will thank the Musketeers for that. Thank Brittany Maxwell as well for a great attack to the back row. Start for Cutruff. O'Reilly sets for Hanlon. DePaul able to scramble. Big strike across again for Nelson. O'Reilly, little dump. Caught there by Price. Big work up front. Point there for Donna Brown. You saw Brown make contact twice and just keep driving. He's able to get on balance. Find that second contact and even us up at 8 here in the fourth. O'Toole starts. O'Reilly for Hanlon, and she's denied. Cutler makes a great pancake, and it's pushed over by O'Toole. Unbelievable work by the Musketeers back there, and now a whistle as that ball sent over. And they're going to call a lift, I believe, at the net. Isaac Wong conferring with Scott Burnett, and that'll be a point for Xavier. And I believe that Marie Zynick is going to come up with a challenge card, and she will. Let's get a look at the contact up front, and it was called a lift off the far side. So you saw Isaac Wong blow the whistle. And it's whether or not Emma Price got a little too far underneath that ball. You see the DePaul bench, a little bit of incredulation. Nick Vogel, the assistant coach, Aaron Higgins, second assistant. And a quick decision. And DePaul leads at 9-8. Waiting on a volleyball, and Natalie Hayward will now reset. So Marie Zynick still in a conversation there with Isaac Wong, and want to make sure they have both the score and the rotation correct here before we resume. See Marie Zynick there. Soaring it out, has the answer she needs. Isaac Wong will had that second conversation now with Christy Peffenberger. As they reset the rotation there. Crowd with a chance for a little bit of support for the Musketeers. Isaac Long in the intense conversation. Good crowd on hand here for the Musketeers and Blue Demons this afternoon. We are in an elongated delay. We figure out the intricacies of this fourth set, 8-all, as we continue. Xavier denied up front. Kerrigan O'Reilly makes a scrambling play, and Hamlin with a good blast to the back row. Banez is going to keep it alive. Maxwell will push over. And Xavier reset. Cutriff up front for Kerrigan O'Reilly. Swing there for Carlton is dug out on the back row by Anderson. Another great play by Banez. Carlton again, and that ball sent long. The Musketeers had a good chance at the attack there on that first return by Maxwell. And Banez made a great play, and then Xavier reset, and Carlton got underneath that strike. Sent it long, and DePaul leads it 9-8 here in the fourth. Swing for Hanlon, that ball tooled down, so beats the block over here. Donna Brown alongside Brittany Maxwell. Get a good look at it. It's Hanlon eyed that one up and split them. 9-all. Brown finds the seam. Beautiful point there for the Blue Demons. 14 kills now for Donna Brown. 3 Blue Demons in double digits in kills. 10 for Evans Allen, 11 for Maxwell. Overbeck starts. O'Reilly up front. Big cleanup there for Ellie Chafee. Musketeers in system. Tying at 10 in the fourth. Chafee's 5th. So here's Elsa Watson. Banez back row. Hayward swing for Price denied. Touched over by Brown. Big scramble there. Overbeck and Cutriff keep it alive. O'Toole sends it back. Banez back to the front row. Hayward. Brown sends it over. Musketeers scramble again. O'Toole, great pancake there for Banez, and the point going to go to the Musketeers. That ball deflected off the front row. Marianne O'Toole, part of that transaction, and she'll pick up the kill. Good look at Watson on the jump serve. Swing down the middle for Brown, denied there by Chafee and Hopkins. Musketeers get a piece of that second attack as well. Restart, ball touched over there for Xavier on the front row, and a point now will go to DePaul. Ellie Chafee with a little excuse me offering, just leaked that over the tape, and a great recovery there for the Blue Demons as Emma Price comes up with a point. Give the assist there to Hayward. Brown back row, O'Toole starts. Watson, Hopkins, knocked down by Brown. O'Toole back row. Hayward, big blast for Brueggemann, and cut off there by Mariah Hopkins alongside Ellie Chafee. Hopkins, one of the Musketeer juniors here, holding down the front row. Good position there on the block, got on that early, and see her hit it there with the trail hand. Big swing at the far side for Price. Hopkins back row, that was going to deflect off Maxwell, and Banez can't get there in time. 13-11 as the Musketeers start to build a little momentum here in the fourth. Service for O'Toole. Evans Allen, a nice clean reception. They set for her. Xavier restarts. Ball pushed over there by Hopkins, and little finesse point. That ball sent scrambling along the front row. Banez again hits the floor for DePaul. Comes up a little short. Musketeers build a 3-point lead here in the fourth. We'll take a break and be back with more on the Big East Digital Network.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Mike Schmaltz back with you at Xavier Cintas Center. A great volleyball battle brewing here this afternoon between the Xavier Musketeers and the visiting DePaul Blue Demons. Xavier has earned and ground out a little 3-point lead here in the fourth. DePaul won the third to get us to this point. The Musketeers went 25-22 in the first 2 sets here this afternoon. But leads have been short-lived here in our 4th set, and we are back to it. Swing there for Evans. Allen is denied up front. Banya scrambles back. Price delivers back row. Watson up front. And a little handling error on a lift for Watson. Gives a point to the Blue Demons. And thus, our point regarding short-lived leads here in the set. Ellis Siddall back to serve. Tries the middle and cut rough there. Watson up front, Chafee delivers. Lead back to 3. Maddie Cutriff to serve. Cutriff tries the back row, Banya's there. Siddall swing down the far side for Brueggemann. Xavier recovers. O'Toole sends it back row, Maxwell there. Swing across. That one for Nelson, dug out there by Cutriff. O'Toole tries the back corner and set it long. Back to a 2-point edge. Service rotating in for Claire Anderson. Watson, swing for Hopkins. That ball gets down. Might have been tipped up front as well. And Xavier answers. Kerrigan O'Reilly into serve. O'Reilly transformed center here for the Musketeers. Attacker in high school, but really doing some great athletic feats for the Musketeers this season. Kelly Franks with a little excuse me, sends up a free ball and a whistle at the net. And they're going to give the point to the Musketeers. Marie Zidek over there, a little bit of disbelief on the DePaul bench. And she's going to call a timeout. So Isaac Wong quickly over to have that conversation, and attack looked fairly clean from this vantage point, but Isaac Wong saw something and gave the point to the Musketeers, and now the lead at 4. So a critical juncture for both teams here in our fourth. Just going to look at that last point. See if there's a little bit of a lift off that far side. Not much to see there. That's Evans Allen putting one away, and he called the second hit. Interesting. Didn't really see where Evans Allen hit it twice, carried it at all. I don't think she got over the top of that, but Isaac Wong is our official. He says different. 17-13. Xavier will gladly accept that point. DePaul hitting 65 here in our fourth set. They're 6 for 31 on the attack with 4 errors, and the Musketeers got it up to 212 after hitting 154 in the third. Xavier with that advantage, but again, only a narrow lead here. This is the largest of the set by either team. Xavier's on a 2-point run in that last one, honestly, due to a handling error. Great luck there, and Ellis Siddall having a good day in the assist column for DePaul. She'll try one here.
Swing for Maxwell, up ball denied by Hamlin. Great recovery in the middle by Evans Allen. Free ball put up, and that one put away. Evans Allen with an easy point across the front. And the lead right back down to 3. Here comes Banez. Cutroof, little excuse me touch. Able to organize for Hamlin. Big time dig in the back row there by Anderson. And a point for DePaul up front. 2 straight now for the Blue Demons. 17-15. Brittany Maxwell picks up that kill. Short service, O'Toole. O'Reilly, and that ball sent right back by Maxwell. Donna Brown get a piece of that as well. With DePaul right to the spot that time. Good tandem effort there by Donna Brown. See that little business as usual look on her face as she resets. O'Reilly sets it off to the far pin for Franksman. Good ball back. Banez controls. Swing across and a big blast there by Nelson, controlled by Xavier, and Cutroof with a handling error, knew it right away. And once was a 4-point Xavier lead here in the 4th. Now gone, and we're all even at 17. This is exactly what Marie Zynek wants to see from her Blue Demons. Ability to come back in tough situations. Franksman has that one deflect off Banez. And a point for the Musketeers. So Xavier reorganizes. Little smile there from Christy Peffenberger as Franksman rotates out. Kelly Franksman also working her way back from injury. Her 4th kill of the afternoon. And an ace! Xavier's 5th ace in the afternoon. That one comes from Alyssa Overbeck. Overbeck's had a couple. Marianne O'Toole has 3. Maxwell, big swing. That one denied by Hamlin, and a point for the Musketeers. So Xavier gives up 4 straight and then comes back and scores 3 straight. Get a good look at the position there from Hamlin. Nice timing on the arrival, and she snuffs Maxwell. Overbeck looking for a 4th straight point from the line. Cutroof. O'Reilly. Hamlin has it blocked out, and a point for the Musketeers. Beat Maxwell that time on the near pin. So Xavier finding a late charge. Musketeers need 4, up 4 for the 2nd time in this final segment of our 4th set. Service error ends the run there. And the lead to 3. Here comes Natalie Hayward. Hayward 25 assists today, a double-double with 15 digs. Marie Zynek in it. Trying to rotate in, and they will successfully bring Claire Anderson to the floor. Kitty Dolan comes off. Natalie Hayward gets us back underway. Service error, critical. 4-point lead for Xavier. They need 3. And here comes Jada Carlton. Carlton tries to back row. Late decision there to make contact by Claire Anderson, and a service handling error on the reception. Brings the Musketeers within 2 of closing out this match. Carlton to the back row. Clean start here for DePaul. Carlton, good reception. Swing there for Chafee, and that'll be a point for the Musketeers. Match point now for Xavier. Jada Carlton trying to close it out at the service line. DePaul trying to take a step forward in its development and win a critical point in a tough situation. Service error. DePaul alive. Service now for Brittany Maxwell. Can DePaul find a run? They've evaporated a 4-point Xavier lead once in this set. Overbeck starts it. Far side for O'Toole. She got it down, and the Musketeers take the fourth, 25-19. They complete the season sweep of the DePaul Blue Demons. 3-1 here this afternoon. So Xavier, a little cleaner in system, comes up with a victory over DePaul. The Musketeers move to 8-13 overall, and 11-13 now for the Blue Demons as they fall to 3-9 in conference. Xavier improves to 5-6. Take a quick break, and we'll be back with more here from Cintas Center on the Big East Digital Network.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Here we work where giants have played, where the connection of work and ethic is made.
A diverse community possessed with a passion
To know and grow and go and show the world we are prepared to change it. Here we ask what must be done, for in doing we learn and earn success.
and you can get there from here.
DePaul University. Here we do.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Here at Cintas Center, where the Xavier Musketeers have taken out the DePaul Blue Demons today, 3-1. We're joined now by Mariah Hopkins. Mariah on the front row today, 20 kills for the Xavier Musketeers. That's a career best for you.
Oh, wait, really? I got 20 kills?
Yeah, you got
Wow.
20 right
Oh,
there. See,
okay.
it says it right there on the
Wow.
right there. How
All
about
right.
that? Good day for you. Did you hit 533?
Solid.
So talk about your effort here this afternoon as you had to come back a little bit there in that fourth
Yeah.
set to close it out.
Yeah, I mean, our team definitely knows we're in a spot where we need to start, clinching games, coming back as hard as we can. So I think that was a big focus for us today, was making sure we come out as hard as we can. And even though we let that set drop, we didn't let it get us down. I think we did a really good job today of bouncing back in little runs and stuff, didn't let it last too long. So I think that was really good for us today.
Talked a lot with Coach Peppenberger coming into this match about your season so far and how you've had to assume some new roles. You were in an attacking role here today. You've been able to hold that role down. That's somewhat new to you. So how's it feeling to get those 20 kills here this afternoon and start making some progress up front?
Yeah, it definitely feels good. I came off of a little bit of a slump the past couple of games. Maybe Marquette not so much, but the games before that definitely on a slump. So I worked really hard, I think, trying to get out of my own head and, just play for my teammates around me. So I think that's what motivates me the most, is just playing for the people that are on the court with me. So that's really what I always try and do.
Overall, a little bit of a growth process for your freshmen and sophomores.
Yeah.
You're getting them kind of used to the system.
Yeah, I think they're gelling pretty well, especially for freshmen. I think most people wouldn't think that they're freshmen on the court, especially the roles they're playing and how much they're contributing. So I think I'm really proud of them, and I think that they've done a really good job of stepping up to the occasion. And even the sophomores from this year that were freshmen last year, I think they've all stepped up their roles as well and made sure that they're giving more than they did last year, knowing that there was a gap there that we needed to fill.
Victory here today, so you're still in sort of that shouting distance at that fourth spot, which would get you into the Big East Championship. Some opportunities ahead. What are you going to talk about with your team moving into the week?
Mainly just taking it one game at a time, one set at a time, and 1 point at a time. We know that we're in kind of a tight spot, but we always let that fuel us, and, it kind of sucks to maybe have to hope for other people to win certain games or lose certain games, but we know that we can only control what we can control. So just trying to make sure we do that and handle our business is our main focus mainly.
It's Musketeer junior Mariah Hopkins after a 20-kill effort, a career best for Mariah this afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
So Mariah Hopkins leading the Musketeers here to a 3-1 victory over the DePaul Blue Demons. Xavier takes care of a little business here at home, and that'll wrap it up for us. So for our Rush Media crew here this afternoon, I'm Mike Schmaltz. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back next time for Big East Volleyball on the Big East Digital Network presented by SoFi.